So folks, we are, Connie and I, my wife Connie and I, are picking one of the most prized Northwest fruits of all today. It's the 24th of August, 2021. And I just got over COVID after I was vaccinated. I got COVID anyway. But today is the first day that I'm released from my quarantine. And we parked the truck earlier and set up a camp. We're going to spend 2 nights camping up here. The weather's supposed to be really good up here in the mountains. And I'm just kind of scanning over the patch that we found. We were picking earlier today, and between the two of us, we got, I think, about a half gallon, but it was pretty sparse picking. The elk had just ravaged it. The elk love blueberries too. They grab these twigs right in the end, and they strip off all the leaves, the limb tips, and all the berries too. Anyway, we worked for hours, got about half a gallon, and here late in the day, we decided to explore a different spot. And I think we found one that the elk haven't found yet. This place is loaded. Well, relatively. I mean, I've seen better berry patches, but this is the best we've seen today. Look at these big plump. Well, not focusing very well. Big, plump, ripe wild mountain huckleberries. The best of all Northwest fruits in many people's mind. So yeah, we do this pilgrimage every year up to this area. And don't even ask me, no comments, well, where were you at? Because I ain't going to tell you. Tell you that straight up. No huckleberry picker worth his salt tells anybody about a spot, because that's the end of the spot. And even the elk hunters, I want to know where we're seeing all this elk sign. Sorry, brothers, can't tell you that either. But eating your heart out. We've got some good picking, some good eating coming up here. Hope you enjoy the video. Now put your hands up where the audience can see them.
Well, you need 2 hands for picking these berries that are scattered. Oh yeah, and you need the
So this is how we do it. This old Folgers coffee can here, and I put it on my belt. Connie ties it around her waist with a rope, and so you can pick with 2 hands.
Yeah, hands free is the only way.
Yeah. You probably don't double the production, but at least half again as much if you can pick with both hands. And in some cases, like Connie's doing here now, you pull up the bush, you pull up the limb, and exposes a lot more berries and makes them easier to pick too.
Yeah, sometimes I need a hand just to hold on to the berries when it's extra steep and keep me from falling off an edge somewhere.
So I'm kind of zooming into Connie's bucket here. You know, we just started here like 15 minutes ago, and yeah. Got a good smattering in the bottom of the bucket there. So yeah, we're off to a good start. So other than telling you got to get up in the mountains, I think we're not that high. Probably, I'm guessing around 3,500 feet. So you got to get up in the mountains. And again, it's August 24th. So in the past, we have always gone a little bit later. You know, when we were working, we would go Labor Day weekend. And we always were hitting the berries right at the tail end of the season. So we decided to come up a little bit earlier this year. It's been hotter and drier this year, and it appears that we hit it just right. Once we found a spot where the elk hadn't stripped all the bushes, or the bears, we saw some bear scat, fresh bear scat today as well. But and then you got the humans to contend with too, because humans like them. I've never seen commercial pickers here per se, but we have seen other places. So the commercial pickers, the bears, and the elk, you really got to find someplace out of the way that everybody else is overlooking to really be successful doing this. I think last year, what we pick, Con? Like a couple gallons, 2 or 3 gallons?
Might have been 3. Yeah. Yeah, we did really well last year too.
After our slow start today, I didn't think we were going to do that well, but yeah, as I've said, we found a spot here that's untouched, and it's just loaded with berries. It's not like picking blueberries in the field, it's not like they're that thick, but relatively for huckleberries, these things are fat, sweet, juicy, and plump. And it's a pretty good spot.
The purple hand's a badge of honor.
Yeah. Yeah, but you gotta deal with the bugs too. That's what that was. So, I'm going to sit down and have a beer and watch Connie pick berries. Because she's better at it than me. And got more patience. So later. So this, folks, is what it looks like when an elk or a bear has found the spot. See, the tip of that huckleberry twig is just stripped clean. They just put their mouth around it and they strip off not only all the berries, but most of the leaves too. See how the ends of those twigs are all just gone. Ironically, this is just a few feet from one of the best patches we've seen today, at least. So it looked like an elk or two just passed through here, and then went on their way without hitting this lush berry field here. Well, it's hard to get enough berries in the viewfinder to make it look impressive, but
I'm impressed.
I've seen better picking, but this ain't bad. So this is what we've got to show for our first afternoon of picking. We didn't get up here until, I think it was almost 2 o'clock. We got almost a gallon hefty bag full of berries there, so not bad for the first day. And back up a little bit, show you how we do it. We actually have a camper for my truck, but the both of us still like tent camping. It's so simple. We've been doing it for so many years. We can set up and break down camp in well under an hour, probably more like half an hour. But yeah, this Coleman tent has been a mainstay for us. It's been great. Actually spent a lot of nights sleeping in the rain, but it properly treated rain fly. It repels pretty much everything, the rain fly in the exposed areas below. You treat it with I forget what that's called, but some kind of a silicone camp spray. Repels water really well. We've never had a wet night in the tent. Admittedly, we are mostly fair weather campers, especially when going in the tent. But it's a Coleman tent. I can stand up in it. It's great. We've had it for at least 10 years. I think we paid $100 for it. Of course, we got a little table set up, camp chairs, and one of my most recent good investments is this igloo cooler. Got the big wheels on it, big handle. It's very well insulated. It's rated right up there with the Yetis and the the more expensive type coolers. There's a lot of them out there now. Very few of them with wheels. But this thing, and I looked at, there's actually a website that just tests coolers. That's all they do. And after watching his videos, pretty much decided on this igloo. We call it our R2 igloo, fittingly enough. But it's been great for us. It really holds the ice great. And with the big wheels on it, I can take it, roll it down to the boat. I can roll it around the yard, you know, if we're having a party or whatever. It's highly recommend that in that Coleman tent. We'll have to replace that tent probably some year soon, but so far it's been very good to us. So I came up here to, because I was getting thirsty, make myself a beverage. And Connie's still down there crazily picking, man. She just goes nuts. She's a hell of a berry picker, man. I don't have the patience for it, but she will pick berries all day. We get her in a patch of berries like that, and I'm probably going to have a hard time dragging her out of here this afternoon. But anyway, the way that berry patch looked, we'd maybe get another gallon down there, or at least half a gallon, so it's been a good day. So long. So I took a break there, come back, and there's Connie. has hardly moved. There's so many berries here that...
Why leave berries to find berries?
Yeah, old saying. Don't leave fish to find fish. You don't leave berries to find berries. It's a lot of berries. So day 2, Connie and I have been picking on and off throughout the day and moving around quite a bit from spot to spot and trying to find the little patches here and there that the elk and the bear have missed. There is elk sign in here everywhere we go and stripped branches. And you would think that probably the bears are doing a lot of it too. But the reason I keep saying elk is because there's elk sign everywhere. They're fresh tracks, elk poop, and they just strip the twigs clean. But we covered several miles of road, and actually here's a tip for you who want to be huckleberry pickers. We actually found the best berry picking was relatively close to the road in steep areas where people don't go, and where elk typically do not like to hang out close to the road. They're a little bit more shy and reclusive. You know, of course, obviously we see them on the roads, but that's seems like the further we got away from the roads, the more elk damage there was and the fewer the berries. So I think we got about 3.5 gallons there. And that's probably going to be a wrap. Connie's going to go up picking a little bit.
Hey, one more tip though. Your tip about the buckets that you can attach. Also, make sure you can attach a lid, and then you can flip it off of there when you're picking. Because I think you're going through a bunch of brush. I would cry if I tripped and spilt a whole bucket full.
Oh my!
So you want to be able to put the lid on and not have to hold on to the lid and not lose it.